I'm Jon Braver. I'm the creator of Delusion, the writer and director of the series, the interactive plays and the VR series. And I'm here at the Overlook Film Festival for the world premiere of the VR series. Yeah, the new VR series is based off the 2014 play of the same name called Delusion Lies Within. And it's a story about a reclusive author, a dark fantasy author that goes missing. And she wrote a 5-book series but never finished the 5th book, and so her fans have been waiting very impatiently. So we're following 2 rabid fans, Daniel and Virginia, as they sort of trek through the South Carolina forest to track her down and sort of strangely help her finish what she started. So the whole series is basically it's a dark fantasy mystery kind of feel, with splashes of horror, of course, and there are many splashes of horror. And that was the interactive play in 2014, and we sort of adapted it into a VR experience because theater seems to really lend itself well to VR. And so yeah, we produced a pretty cool, epic, cinematic experience. It's sort of like you're stepping into the movie screen and you're inside of the film. So it's a series. It's 4 chapters of season 1 and then 6 chapters season 2, and we'll be shooting that hopefully soon. We did a lot of interesting stuff with camera and VR. You can't have, if you have people getting nauseous, that's a bad thing. So we make sure that we're static or we're on a linear plane, and there's a lot of really cool camera movements where we're getting closer to characters. So we're doing sort of a good blend of, you know, slow push-ins and like you would do in a film, and trying to keep people comfortable and engaged in the story. So it's yeah, it's an exciting transition from, it's a blend of theater and film. So it's pretty cool. We shot the whole series on jaunt in the exterior in the forest sequence, all on motion capture, cable cam stuff. We're running cameras through the trees. Excuse me, running camera through the trees and like 100 yards through the forest, following our characters over rivers and all that. And so that was the jaunt. And then when we went into the manor, we shot with a Sony A7S rig. It was a 5-camera setup, and we had that on motion capture as well too. And that provided us probably the best, most like cinematic look. We went through a bunch of different cameras, and the lenses on those and the size of the cameras worked really well for the space that we shot in. Which actually we shot it at the same location, at the same manor we did the play at. So it was a real house, it wasn't a set. There were enormous amounts of trials and tribulations for shooting VR. We're still in the pioneering stages, the very early stages of this, so we're changing things on the fly, and we're learning, you know, what company can do this and what company can do that. And the big thing is stitching the cameras together. That's something that you still have to have a human sit down there frame by frame and blend and seam everything together, the entire series. And our series is, you know, 36 minutes. It's a long one, so it took a year. We were in post for a year and a month. And but on set, it was, in terms of stripping away sort of the technical aspects, it was simple because we'd have the camera stationary or on a motion control track, and I just treated it very much like the play, like theater. So we'd do heavy blocking. We'd have set pieces in certain places that were on a stitch line, like a chair, so the actors knew they couldn't sit there and do their dialogue in that, so they have to walk around to do it. So a lot of blocking, a lot of rehearsal, learning about, you know, we had some rules that we were told where you should have it at a certain height, you know, just to make people feel comfortable. And then we sort of, on set, I was like, there's one scene where the characters are kneeling down really low and outside of the manor, and they had camera up high. I'm like, no, we gotta get low. And they're like, no, it's awkward for people. I'm like, no, let's just do it. So we were breaking a lot of these rules that weren't really rules on the fly. And I think also watching, like doing a video playback on this stuff is a bit tough too, because you have to go and hide somewhere. We can have our iPads, but sometimes it didn't work, so I just had to trust that, you know, the actors did a good job. So rehearsal process is key. But it's fun, it's super fun, like because the play, people are in it and they're looking around. They shouldn't see any rigs, and we have to hide our rigs as well too, but we couldn't hide overhead lighting. We had to blow it out a bit to have enough information on camera later. So we'd have big rigs on the ceiling, and then we would just plate them out. We would take down the rig, shoot it again, and then put the ceiling back in. So there was So we'd shoot for about 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then 5 hours is all plate shots, basically. Like mind-blowingly liberating to just get this thing done. Like, it's been a year and a half to actually see a final product is so cool, and to see people come out of it, and just, they're always like, when's season 2 coming out? So we have to shoot this thing pretty soon, because I think people are dying to see the finish of the story. I finished writing it, and I'm just dying to get it on screen again. But the reaction has been amazing so far. We're going to be doing festival tours and distributing it worldwide, and yeah, I couldn't be happier with it. It's quite the epic cinematic adventure.
What can fans of Delusion the Live Show expect from you guys in the future? Will you be returning anytime soon? Will there be a permanent installation?
Yeah, I know. I get that question. I don't want this to bite me in the ass, but like, I have to sign the lease for this place. I wrote the show already. It's probably the grandest show I've written so far, and it's a cool time-traveling adventure, I can say. Sort of in the vein of Indiana Jones. It's got that kind of feel. But until I sign this lease, I don't want to say too much about it. So, but that should hopefully happen in the next couple weeks. And then at that point, I'd say in a month or two, maybe around May or early June, we'll start announcing, you know, what's happening, and start selling tickets earlier than before. So, yeah. And this show is going to be, can possibly run longer because it's not in a residential property. So I'm excited about it. Wish I could talk more about it, but that's about it.